All righty. This reminder text. We got 3 minutes to tea time. Zoom. Hi, Dina. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna get started momentarily. Just getting this reminder text sent out to everybody. We are going to be going about 4 minutes. Just settle yourself in there and we'll be good to go. Hi, Wanda. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I see John and Dina coming in. And
Sending a reminder text out right now.
very shortly here. So thank you for coming in.
Okay, just sent out that reminder. And get to Facebook Live. Do you want to pull up your screen, Wanda, for
Yeah, let me.
make co-host? Perfect. I need to change my name as well. Sweet. Cool. We've got technically 2 minutes, but I'm going to gear up this house tour momentarily. Elevate. Okay. Can you hear me pretty well? I don't
Yes.
have my external mic. I only have my.
You're totally fine.
Okay, cool. I'm on my computer right now, so I'll walk around with that.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, this morning while I was talking on one of our calls, nobody heard me, and I was like, "How long was I talking without them not knowing what I was saying?"
Yeah,
So
like you're that guy today, huh?
I was that guy today. So it was probably 10 minutes of just talking to myself. Nobody everyone's like, what's going on? So glad we can hear. That's excellent. Well, I have a guest that I'm going to send a quick text to remind them, and then I'll hit the live recording as soon as you, Wanda, as soon as you've got your screen.
Log in on the other one. Let me
Okay.
just I'm studying something here. One moment. Thank you guys for allowing us to get this done. So let me log in. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Sue. Sue, long time no see you. This is so awesome. Good to see you. and Chelsea, Roselle, Gilbert, and I have John and James and Dina. Welcome, welcome, and bring them. So we are about to get started here. I'm just logging on my other device so that way I can show my presentation on the other device. So you can make me a co-host on the other device would be awesome. So I can share my screen. Thank you guys. You guys, I love it when I see all the faces. So if you can write on the chat where you're joining us from, and that way I can see and see where is everybody from. I see bringing Moroni right now, Moroni, Utah, and so Chelsea in South California, South Cal in the house. Okay, let me share my screen from this other device. Screen. Start broadcasting. And where is everybody from? Everybody else, just write on the chat where you are joining us from. Oops.
Welcome, welcome everybody. We're live on Facebook. Our friends and family. I'm going to quickly introduce our host Wanda, and then we're going to have an awesome day today, guys. Once more, thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder, everyone that is registered, thank you for having your guests on here today. If you're a guest here for the first time, let us know in the chat. We want to make sure that we are answering your questions and making sure that this is going to be an awesome experience for you.
And I see people from Colorado, from New York, from Kearns, Utah, John, from Denver, Colorado, Gilbert, and it is awesome. We have people from all over the nation, and I'm down in Florida. And I cannot say that it's hot because today we had 66 temperatures. So it feels like it was winter today. And I love that temperature because I'd rather be in Utah. But anyway, I'm down here. So very good. I see more people joining us. So, and John is here for the second time. Thank you, thank you. It's going to be awesome. So let's get this baby started. Okay, so first I need to tell you the mission statement. Our mission is to empower 1 million motivated individuals with principled centered entrepreneurial knowledge so that they can attain financial independence as business owners and real estate investors. Every time I read this, I get goosebumps because 1 million people, 1 million. I am already part of the million. Chelsea is part of the million. Brigham is part of the million. Some people over here are part of the million, but some of you are not. And we want you to be part of the million. And we want to do that because we want to share with you the beauty of real estate investing. And that's why we want to share that. And because most people that are not in real estate investing, they even trading dollars, their time for dollars, or they don't have the dollars, right? So right now, everybody who's here, I think we all agree that we want more time and we want more money. That's the main two reasons why people really come to these kinds of presentations. And that's what we're going to try to get you, because most of the time we have those dreams of having the houses, the cars, the toys, and everything else. But because our income do not match to have those luxury things, then we have to lower our dreams to have less than what we deserve. And we are here to really help you to get there. And Zig Ziglar said, help enough people get what they want, and you can have everything that you want. So that's what we want. We want to help you get what you want. And as my purpose today is to just give you enough information that you can make a decision to join us and be part of that million. And obviously what we do is to help individuals interested in learning real estate investing to complete transactions, to make money and create an inheritance for future generations. And that last part really impressed me because I have 10 grandkids and I want to leave something, a legacy for them. And I want to leave a legacy for generations to come. And I hope that you also are thinking on leaving something for your generations. So what we have right now is that we are in a default life. My parents told me, Wanda, get a good education, find a nice job, and then retire later. That is a 40-40-40 plan. A 40-40-40 retirement plan, mainly you work for 40 years, or actually you work 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire and get 40% of your income. And I wasn't going to cut it on that one. I didn't like it. My parents did, but I didn't like it. So I started to think, how can I redesign my life and design my own expectation, not be on the default life, and do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. And that's when I came out across Robert Kiyosaki. In his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he explained 4 ways of making money. So he created the cash flow quadrant. This cash flow quadrant, mainly you see on the left side that people make money because they're employee. As an employee, you trade in time for dollars. Then some people pretty much create their own jobs, and that's self-employed. And they still trading time for dollars. But it's double time, because sometimes owning their own restaurant, owning their own business like that, they have to put more time into it. Not it's only 8 to 5, but they have to put more hours and still trading for dollars. But if you look on the right side of the quadrant, then you have business owners who are leveraging people for money, or real estate investors who leverage money for more money. And we want you to move everything into the left and right side of the quadrant to have more fun and have more money. So, and that's what some of my friends have done. Michael Huggins, for example, he bought in 2019 256 acres of land. And now, 4 years later, he has equity of $1.6 million in that land. Incredible, right? Well, actually credible, because he had done it. So we can actually believe it, that it's possible. Then we have my friend Dane Clark. He also was one of the very first people who I met when I joined this community. And now he has control of his real estate because he's the one who does mortgages. He lends money to people, and he controls more real estate than a lot of people in their portfolio. And this is me, who I have learned how to really travel and legally being able to convert my travel into, or my vacation into, actual business travel. And that is part of the deal. In 2019, I went to 10 different countries, for example. Right here in the left side top is Panama. On the bottom, Indonesia, Bali, Indonesia. Then in the middle is Puerto Rico, then a cruise, and down in the bottom, Bermuda. So many places that you can enjoy because you have done and recreate your life and design your life the way you want it. But real estate is really an ideal of business and investment. Ideal is an acronym for income, massive, and passive. So with your real estate, you can create massive income and passive income. With your real estate, you can have deductions, you can have equity, appreciation, and you can leverage all of those properties to create your wealth. So now we're going to present you Brigham. He's one of my best people in the world. I met him through his mother. And his mother and I, we were taking a great workshop for personal development. And she and I connected because we have lost our children. she lost a son and I lost my son. So we reconnected for that. And we start talking about what I do, what she did and everything. And she is well said. She is a pharmacist. She owns her own pharmacy. She has land and everything. And obviously, I talked to her about Renatus and about the possibilities in the school. But because she has everything well set and she retired, she's like, this is not really for me, but for my son. And there it is, few years later. Brigham is one of my favorite people in the world. And then I liked him to really, Brigham, tell us your story. I just mentioned a little bit about how we met, but through your mom, beautiful mom. But then where you were before you started and joining the community, and tell us how you joined the community and why.
Sure thing, Wanda. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hope you can hear me. So I'm over here in Moroni, Utah. This used to be my grandparents' house. And when I came here, I always think of this as my grandparents' house, but it's actually my grandpa's dad's house. So John Blackham. So it's been our family over 100 years. And when I first came down to Renatus, guys, I was teaching full time. I was a Mandarin Chinese teacher and a theater teacher, which I absolutely loved. However, it doesn't pay very well. And it was one of those things where there was always more month at the end of the money. And I realized really quickly that I wanted to do a little bit more with my life than just barely make enough to support my family. And because of that, I was really open to opportunity. And one of the things that I noticed when I saw Renatus was I didn't realize how much I didn't know about real estate and about finances. When I first came, I didn't have even a credit score. I didn't have any type of understanding of what would go into like getting a credit card. I never had a credit card at age 30. And when I came down and I heard not only what was possible with real estate, but what it takes to really make money in real estate, my eyes were just opened. And I guess the simple way to say this is I had my mind blown my first day. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity to see what is possible and then to really start making a difference for myself by applying real estate. Since I've joined the community, I've actually been able to go out there and do 9 short-term rentals. And I'm standing in one of them right now. I turned my grandma's house into a short-term rental, and it's been a blast. So do you mind if I have you stop sharing your screen real quick?
I'm going to stop sharing here because
okay. Perfect.
I got
there you go. Perfect. And then what I'll do here is I'll do a quick walkthrough of this property. And then if you guys have any specific questions, I'm happy to stop for a moment and talk about it. But I was outside a moment ago, and this is our mud room. So when you walk in, you can notice we have a ton of places to hang ropes and stuff. My main clientele here is rock climbers. So a lot of people will come in here and they want to like get all the mud and stuff off. So they leave it there. I've got some benches here. It's really cute. This is our kitchen, and come over here, and we have a gas range, which is nice. That's something that most of the rentals around here do not have. Always have coffee in there. You know, this is one of the things that is essential in a short-term rental. If you don't have coffee, you will definitely regret it because you're going to get bad reviews. I don't drink coffee, never have had it, but it is a really important thing for your guests. Have a good refrigerator. And as I'm walking through here, this is one of my favorite rooms in the entire house. This is original hardwood floor. So this is something that is literally over 100 years old, but it has been fixed in the last 10 years. So if I hold this up here, you can see how beautiful this big room is, right? And we usually have 2 more chairs. I use that bench on this side. And the end of this house used to be right here. So you can see how thick this is. when it was rehabbed, I would say 15 years ago, this used to be an outside porch. But they actually enclosed it. My parents enclosed this. And then this used to be the exterior of the house. And they made a little nook area that we have right now as a roll top desk. And we have a little TV and a little place where you can go and play some music. That is an old record player. And I have a lot of guests that really like that. That's pretty fun. And then this is our living room. I have some local art. This is called Devil's Gate. I'll pull that up. Sometimes when you have local art, it gives you a flavor of the experience. It's a little different than anywhere else. So this is actually an original. So it wasn't expensive to pick up, but it is something that will not be in any other unit anywhere because it's an original. And it's also local because this is, you can't quite see it from here, but it's on the other end of town, just right down there. So probably 3 miles away, you could see that beautiful arch. That's a landmark here in the area. And then I'm going to stand back here so you can see the layout of this room. It's really open, nice little gathering space. And I like this little ladder that we've got. That's a fun little thing. And then this is the master bedroom. I need to turn these lights on. There we go. This is my master.
Beautiful.
Really nice, pretty bright red. And what's crazy is I did not tell my cleaner that I was doing a house tour. This is exactly how I found it today when I walked in. She did a pretty good job. If I was doing pictures, this type of stuff. So this is extra value, guys. If you're taking pictures, you never want your tassels to be looking like they were walked on. But that's something that a guest just walking in wouldn't really notice. I always hang my televisions. And then this one is a little more bright. Where's my light here? There's that. Oh, there it is. You can get the feel of this room. There you go. And this one has a lot more color than the other room. It's just a different feel. And this is actually like a 100-year-old quilt, but it's one that goes with the house really well. Fun little thing and little tiny details that really make a difference. We restored this. This is my brother-in-law's his mother's set. She found that at a yard sale. And this one as well, but they needed to be refinished, and I ended up refinishing those. So they popped and they were beautiful. And what was interesting is for about 40 to 50 years, this room right here that has one shower, this used to be rented out independently of the rest of the house. So literally a family that was almost 10, it was 8 kids and adults, as literally 10 people were in the other house, the rest of the house, and this little room was rented out to help pay for the mortgage. So really unique little experience. And this is one of the cool things about this house. This is a clawfoot tub. If you've ever taken a bath in a clawfoot tub, it's an experience. You do not get in within the first 2 minutes that you put the hot water in there, because your butt will be cold. You have to let it warm up all that cast iron, and then you sit in there, and it actually keeps you warm way longer than any porcelain tub. So it's very unique, but that's one of the fun things. We actually have people come and be like, that's my favorite thing in the whole house, is doing the cast iron tub. So a little clawfoot tub there. And then this is a little sliding door. They don't really do these nowadays, but that is original to the house. And look at this mechanism. It just kind of makes me smile. That's how you open the door. Ingenious. Anyway, we're going to go upstairs, and I installed these so that you had a little bit more of a handhold as you're walking up. Turn these lights on. This is the bathroom. I like to provide multiple hair dryers. This one has a hair dryer upstairs and downstairs, so they don't have to go downstairs to do it. And this technically is not staged correctly, which bugs me, but it's okay. They used one of our backup quilts. I like to have a white quilt. And then in this one, I usually just have my green pillow and my really cute gray pillow with the white ones behind it, but it is what it is. That's really important that you let your cleaners know what your expectations are. But I like this room. This is my kid room. We have kid books, some kid toys, and a little place to sit down, which is nice. But that right there is a little feel of the whole house. And it's not something that necessarily is super new, but it feels really homey, and it's helped raise 4 different generations of Blackhams. So it's been really, really exciting to kind of give it a new feel. And yeah, it's been awesome. I've had this property on Airbnb and VRBO for the last 2.5 years. My brother used to live here before he went to Texas. And as soon as he moved, we were like, man, we got to do this. It looks like Sandra has a question. Go ahead, Sandra. Would love to hear your question.
Hey, Brigham. It's nice to see your childhood house, I can say, or something.
Yeah, this is my grandma's house. I used to come and take sleepovers over here. It's great.
That's wonderful. I have a question. You mentioned that this house, you turn it into a short-term rental, and it's mostly for climbers.
Yeah, most of the time it's for climbers. Yep.
Okay. Was that your intention to market to those kind of people?
Yeah, so we have a place called Maple Canyon that is about 10 to 12 minute drive away. So 15 miles, right? But, or I guess it's a little less than 15 miles, but like about 10 to 15 minutes away. And it's a straight shot. You drive to the west. It's super easy to find. And because it's so convenient, people that climb up there, they want to shower afterward, and they want to have a nice place that has Wi-Fi. And most of the campsites over there don't have Wi-Fi, and they don't have great showers. So even though we have, thousands of people that come through this area, there's not a ton of short-term rentals. So I have a niche market there. And we're also really close to Snow College, if you're familiar with that area in Ephraim, because if you're close to a college, there's another great demographic. Any type of concert or theatrical play. You also have things like sporting events. Any type of person that wants to go watch that will need a place to stay that night because they get over late. So I'm about 10 minutes from Ephraim as well. So between 2 really great points of interest, that keeps this place pretty booked. And then I also have quite a few families that are just coming into town to visit their family as well. So yeah.
Very awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Brigham.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
we learned how he acquired the property. Oh, this property is kind of been in the family for generations and generations. Yeah. And that's how we want to build, right? Generation legacy. So his parents have lived, his grandparents' family left generations and legacy. But now tell us, when you decided to put it into short-term rental, how much did you spend? How much did it cost you to fix it up and then to structure the deal? And did you use your money? Did you use other people's money? How did you set it up?
That's fantastic. So when I first got control of this property, my brother was moving to Texas. He had already been living here for a couple of years, and he didn't want to take most of his furniture. So you know what I did? I bought his furniture. And then I was like, what do I still need to do to stage this for guests? Because some of the things that they had were not really helpful for guests. So I basically took the things that I was like, I like the table, I like the chairs, I like some of these side tables, and the other elements that didn't work, I was like, you can either take these or I'm going to put them in the basement because I am not going to use them. Because in short-term rentals, your idea is I want to be uncluttered. I don't want a lot of tchotchkes, a lot of stuff, just bric-a-brac all over the house. You want to make sure that's very intentional and it looks clean and inviting, because people are going to bring their stuff and their stuff's going to be everywhere. They don't want to have things all over. So when I got started, it was just what was already in the house that was functional, and then how do I make the decor a little nicer and more inviting for guests. I did spend a couple grand on decor and some things of that nature. and I bought a lot of things for the kitchen because they didn't have a lot of nice things for the kitchen. That's where I spent the majority of my money for this setup. But honestly, most of the setup was, I think, less than $3,000 because I used furniture. Now, that is not a typical result with most short-term rentals. You can really think, all right, am I wanting to lean into used furniture, or am I wanting to go buy brand new stuff? Like with this one, I ended up not doing the type of bed frame that I wanted to. Just to get started, I was like, I need to get a bed frame fast. And I don't actually like the bed frames that I chose because they don't really match the theme very well. But live and learn, right? And it's better to do it imperfectly than to not do it. And because of that, I was like, I just need to do this and get it up on online as fast as possible. Within the first few days, we had our first booking. Because if you have a product that people want and you take care of it, people will come. And then you can also learn while you're going. So anyway, that's how I got started, and I got control because my parents already owned it. And I didn't let them have the last.
Oh, your parents already owns it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they kind of rearrange with the other siblings or heirs and probably. Is this was your very first short term?
No, this was my fifth.
My
fifth short-term rental. I had done my first one in Mount Pleasant, and then I did 3 up in South Jordan on my own, and then I did this one after I had some experience.
Okay, perfect.
But I didn't buy a lot of this stuff brand new. I literally utilized furniture that my brother already had, and actually my brother-in-law that his parents had moved out of their house, and I was like, hey, can I use this? Can I use this? And we ended up piecemealing a lot of this stuff together and repurposing it. Because you don't have to have everything new. Guys, this is something I learned the hard way with my first, not my first one, but my second, third, and fourth short-term rental. You don't have to buy everything brand new. Because guess what? You have a guest use it for a month, and does it look brand new anymore?
Exactly.
No, it doesn't. So you can actually buy used stuff as long as it's quality. You don't want to get crappy stuff. You want to have quality things. Technically, like that bed frame, that's a 100-year-old bed frame, but it's super hard, and you're not going to break that. It's cast iron. You know what I mean? If you have quality stuff, you may have to touch it up, but you can tell that it's quality. If you have crappy stuff, I don't care if you buy it brand new, it's going to look crappy in a month or two. So quality over brand new is my whole philosophy with this stuff, if that makes sense.
Yes, very well. So now we know how much it costs you, and because you repurpose some of the furniture and rearrange things, then you probably spend $3,000 or something.
About $3,000 on that, because most of it was linens and the kitchen.
Yeah, and those need to be clean, nice, because you're going to have people using it. So mostly for hygiene and after and everything, you want to have new linen and the things in the kitchen and stuff like that. Yes, very well.
Yep.
So now tell us about, once you put it in the system and so on, how much is per night? How much are you charging every night?
So I use a dynamic pricing tool. So the price dramatically changes depending on the season. So like right now, you can get this place for right around like $120 to $150 a night, which is like for a whole house. That's pretty amazing. During the summer, it's closer to $200 a night.
Okay.
So you'll have a cleaning fee, and depending on how many nights you stay, it gets pretty good. I love it when I have 7 people. That's the best. So really about the same as a hotel around here, but you get 3 to 4 times the amount of space.
How do you calculate the cleaning?
Yeah, so the cleaning fee, that's a wash. It kind of just comes in and then goes straight to the cleaner. So my cleaning fee is $125 on this property.
125.
Just per booking. Yeah.
But
and this right here, I'm going to say something really quick. This is the original owner of the house. This is Ray Blackham, but John Blackham and him were brothers. They were helped build the house. So kind of cool.
So he's like your great?
That's my great grandfather.
So your
And his brother.
grandfather's father.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be nice to have like a little history right below.
Oh,
So
that is a good idea. Let me tell you how I did that.
Okay.
This is called a house manual, and I wrote up a little history about it. I interviewed some of my aunts and my father, and they told me a little bit of the history. So what I did was I put the story of our home right there.
Oh,
Isn't
beautiful.
that cute?
Beautiful.
Do you want to read? I can read you the story if you really want. Blackham Homestead, that's what I call this on Airbnb. It has been in the family for 4 generations. The original owner was my great-grandfather, John Raymond Blackham, who raised my grandfather, John Howard Blackham, with his 5 siblings, where he in turn raised my father, David Howard Blackham, with his 5 siblings. Now, after 3 of my 5 siblings raised their families here, we have opened it up to the public again. Interestingly enough, this home is very used to visitors. Even though we raised many large families here, the corner room, which I showed you guys first, has been rented out to many guests. Thank you for adding to the pioneer history of this town and our home. So that's a little history that I wrote, and I leave it in my house manual right there.
But I mean, in that picture, you can put their names.
Oh yeah, I could do that under the picture
Like
up there.
a flag with their names, so original owners or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, any questions from the audience? Anybody who's here? I think just you can open up the mic and bring on questions. This is a different type of setting because we don't have, you know, he can share profit and expenses and stuff like that if you want. But let's open up the mic to people who would like to ask questions to bring them.
Great. I'm going to look and see if I missed any questions first in the chat.
Yes, I'm looking at the chat too.
What a lovely vintage STR. Thank you. Pat, then hotel prices, regardless of the season. Yeah, really inexpensive for a whole home. And then I still have 1 room to rehab in this upstairs. So I haven't even
And the house still has a basement.
maximized this yet. Go ahead.
You have things in the basement. So the house has a basement.
It does have a basement. I don't rent that out. That's technically my cleaning closet is what I use it for.
Okay.
I actually lock it so that guests, so this is something you want to know. Here's a little extra value. Most short-term rentals, you're going to have an owner's closet. This is my owner's closet. Has a lock on it. That's where I keep my cleaning supplies. That's where I keep all the things that are restock, and I organize my stuff down there. It's not perfectly organized, but it makes it so that it's a clean face for the guests. So, all right, let's see.
Brigham, I have a question.
This
is Chelsea. How much of your time does this take up to manage, deal with? Because you said you have 5, right? So how much of this
9
time?
short-term rentals.
Oh, okay, 9. So how much of your time does this take up?
I might come and claw back some of it because I'm not super happy with my virtual assistant, but right now it's just a couple hours a month. But I've had a virtual assistant the last 3 months, and I've let them kind of just do everything, and I'm not super happy with them. So I'm going to go and pull back some, and then maybe get a different virtual assistant. I'm not sure yet, but as of right now, it's been about 3 to 4 hours every single month that I do maintenance or something that's really dire. Sometimes it'll take a phone call when someone's struggling to get in and my virtual assistant can't figure it out. Or like yesterday, I had like a 3 to 5 minute phone call with a guest that wanted to extend and get a discount. So I was talking with them on the phone. So stuff like that, it's not super frequent, which is kind of nice. So this is how I get my full-time income now, is from my short-term rentals. So
Jenny wrote a question on the chat, says, did you do the interior decorating yourself, or did you have some help?
So with this one, I repurposed a lot of the stuff. I put it in different places. I want to say I had help because I didn't buy all of this stuff originally for this unit. About, I would say, half of this stuff I bought from my sister-in-law who was moving to Texas. And then I bought strategic things like upstairs. Here, I'm going to show you my pictures for this unit. I'll share my screen really quick. The way that it's supposed to look. I will pull up here. So when you go on, I'll just pull it up this way. EIT.ly Staybnbee. Oh, come on. Okay, right there. So when I pull this up on Airbnb, this is my, so I have 4.81 rating on Airbnb right now. I'll pull up this. Where you at? There it is. Okay. So this one I actually do better on VRBO, but I've got 24 ratings right now on Airbnb. So this is the front room. I like to actually have guests' reviews in the captions. I often will do that. Here's the front room as well. That lets people know some of the amenities that I provide. Kitchen. And then I obviously have a high chair for kids. And that's the way that this is supposed to look, but that's close enough that my my person did. And then this is the way that I like it staged, but she added a yellow blanket, which I think makes it pop as well. So that's totally fine. And in the winter, I'll often do that. And then this is actually specific for those that want to, you know, climb in Maple Canyon, because that's my #1 demographic. That's why I do that. And this is the way that upstairs room is supposed to be staged. White with the gray throw and then the cute little koala. And this. And this one, I technically bought all of the stuff, like this picture, the teal nightstand that's here and the other one on the side. And this, with the exception of the bed and the bed frame, all of that was specifically built out for Airbnb. And that was about a year into doing this. I wanted to update this to be more of a kid-friendly room. So that's why I did that. And here's a little bit more of a feel for what that's like. The kids. There you go. Did that answer your question? Was that at least enough to say, oh, I understand that?
Yes. Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Okay.
That is so beautiful. And that's the backyard, so they can enjoy
Yep.
the back.
It's the backyard. And I actually allow animals here. So you can have pets. And this is an enclosed backyard, which I don't know any other Airbnb in the area that has an enclosed backyard. So that's a strategic thing as well.
Few of them have that in general.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't let you take your animals there. So that's huge.
So yeah, having a place where animals can be that's enclosed, that's a huge value add. And then just to clarify expectations, I'm like, hey, pet fee for a pet fee per stay, and then my early arrival convenience fee. This is a way that I've actually increased my revenue on this place and all my other rentals. Is sometimes people will come 2 hours early, and you're like, hey, for $25, I'll let you actually check in 2 hours early. But if you want to go more than 2 hours early, ooh, I found a typo. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm so glad I noticed that. Subject. I'm gonna tell my virtual assistant. But okay. But there we go. Did that answer your question? Great idea. Thanks.
Let's see. Where is located? Is it
this is in Moroni, Utah.
Yeah.
So if you have ever been in Utah and you're on I-70 where Nephi is, you will take a left and you can't miss it because there's only one road. You go east as if you're going to Snow College, and then you'll pass it. It's literally off the main road. So there you go. Take one turn after Nephi. Be there.
It's just so beautiful, Brigham, and I know that you have done such a good job. I know that you have been helping a lot of people on getting started. Would you like to share your information if somebody wants to get a hold of you?
Sure. Yeah. Here, I'll share my information really quick.
Before you do that, somebody asked what your profit was for the month or year about.
The profit for the year. What's interesting with this one is I don't have rent because my parents are letting me manage this and take all the expenses. So this one does a little better than some. It averages anywhere from 24,000 to 30,000 gross. And I would say I net on this one right around 18,000. So about $1,000 and a little bit every single month. But the summer months is where I make 80% of the 70% of the profit. Because that's when I have my main demographic are people for those 4 months, that high season.
And how is your occupancy?
My occupancy here during November, very slim. Not very many people come. So if you guys want to stay here, let me know. I can give you a great price. Typically the last week in November, I'll have like 25% occupancy in November, September about that as well. October, I had closer to 50% occupancy. So pretty low because that's the lowest season. During the summer, you're pushing 90+% occupancy. So because of the seasonality, that's where I make most of my money is during summer.
Very well, very well.
In the
No,
beginning of fall.
You know,
So.
this business is so incredible. And tell me, how did you learn about this?
How did I learn about it? I learned everything that I needed to from our group Renatus. Now, when I first got started, I had a theatrical background, so I already knew a lot about design. But when I watched the class, I didn't realize I could apply some of those skills that I had in theater to short-term rentals. Guys, there are things that you have experienced in your life that you can bring to the surface in real estate investing. And that's one of the things I'm really grateful for. I learned from Jay Massey. I've learned from Hugh Zaretsky. He's another great instructor. And then from the buy and hold classes, there's actually a ton of strategies to learn how to really understand the numbers, understand what it takes to take action. Now, this was one of those properties that luckily, because it was in my family, I was able to kind of practice. You all may have somebody in your life that has an idle asset. What I mean by an idle asset is something that maybe there's a basement of a grandma that she never uses, that all you need to do is say, hey, Grandma, would it be okay if I use some of the things that I've learned to take better care of your property, and you and I can share some profits in what I'm doing? What if you did something like that? That opens up so many different possibilities. That's how I started, right? I got started with my very first short-term rental in September 2019, a little less than a year after joining Renatus. I joined in May 2019. And I just went to classes. I didn't miss a week. It just kept going and going and going. And it took me a little while to understand what was possible. But as soon as I did, I was like, I'm just going to do something with what I learned. And this is how I have applied it. And even though I still feel a little new, I absolutely love this strategy, because while you're new, you could still make money. And that's cool. Guys, you don't have to be perfect. This is definitely not the perfect rental. I have other ones that I'm way more proud of as far as the design work of what it looks like, but this one has a ton of character and it's really fun. And when you can take something that you care about, like this house, I care a lot about it. There's so many memories here. Literally sitting in this room, I used to come over on Saturday mornings while my dad was out doing stuff at the turkey farm with my grandpa. I'd watch Saturday morning cartoons, little Disney Channel, here in this room. And now I get to share this experience with other people and open up our home. So you never know where those idle assets are in your life that could potentially help you get to that next level. It could be a car that you're like, hey, you know what? I've got 3 cars. I only drive 2. What if I rented one of those out on Turo? It's not making you money right now. What if that was making you money? There are so many things that when you start to plug into our community, yes, we love real estate and we talk about real estate and we always are helping people get to that next level in real estate, but it's about being real estate minded, entrepreneurship minded, and opportunity focused. Because what we do is we help people see what's possible. Mm-hmm. And we talk about a life by design, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, I just found an app for if you have your backyard and you can park RVs or something, mm-hmm. you can rent your space, and it's so cool. And exactly. There's so many things, even your garage. You can share your garage. You can share so many things. There's another app that is called Truckit, and if you have a truck, you can drive your truck to move stuff. You don't have to carry the stuff. You can say, yeah, I can help carry. No, I'm not carrying it. You carry stuff. I just drive from A to B, and that's it. And you get paid. So there's a anyway, it's just not to have your eggs in only one basket. You can leverage your time, leverage your resources, and have different kinds of business. And that's what we learn here. And thank you, Brigham, for sharing all of this information with us. And I'm going to transition to our next section just to be part of this the time. So let me get back into sharing my screen here. If my device.
TaskRabbit. Chelsea just said TaskRabbit is another one. Guys, the shared economy is huge. Uber, you've got Lyft, you've got so many different ways that you can make money. It's all about making sure that you're educated so that you know how to run your numbers and then see if this makes sense for you. And I'm so stoked for all of you guys for the first time. How many of you were first-time guests again? We've got one or two that were the second time. Who else is a first-time guest? I'd love to hear who that was. Well, Wanda's pulling this up because she's going to share some things that when I first saw this, it blew my mind. And it is so helpful. Dina, so grateful you're here. This section right here that Wanda's going to share with you, this is where the rubber meets the road. So Wanda, as you're sharing, if we have any other questions, I'll look in the chat and make sure I'm answering those for people, but thank you so much.
No, thank you for being such a good sport and for sharing all these beautiful things with us. I know that you have spent time and everything and your family to put all of this together. All right, so see my screen. It's loading again. All right, so I used to be a teacher. So when I was a teacher, I always said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But I learned by Napoleon Hill that knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into defined and definitive plans of action and directed to a definite end. What does this means is that if you learn and read the encyclopedia from A to Z, and you enclose yourself in 4 walls, you don't have any power. You have knowledge, but you don't have power. You can only use that power when you have a defined end. Like Brigham, he learned, and now he has a defined end. He has to, take care of his family. He has his goals and aspirations. And then he used that knowledge, put it into practice. Now he has power. He has the power to create basically a source of income. He has the power to help other people to understand how he learns this. That is power. That's the power of knowledge. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to have that knowledge. And that's why we have this wonderful real estate investing school that is called Renatos. And Renatos has in the Better Business Bureau, we are for A+. We have 4.8 5-star reviews in Facebook, in Google. We have been the best of the state 8 times in Utah and 3 times in 5,000. Like the growing company. We are free of debt and is a wonderful school. And we have different services, right? We have essentials, we have profit, and we have AIT. With all the education, with everything, you will get pretty much the knowledge and the information that you need to start your real estate business. But I want to make emphasis today in essentials. Essentials have, like the word says, is essential for everybody in the world. I think it needs to have this knowledge. These are the classes that we offer in Essential from 1 to 12. 12 different classes, 67 hours and 28 minutes to be exact. And we want you, with these classes, we take them from practitioner instructors. These instructors are practitioners because they are practicing in their field. They have to be making $1 million or more to be able to teach for the school. And these are wonderful people who are there willing to help us. So what we want to offer today is If you take the essentials courses only for $50 right now, you have 7 days access to these 12 classes. You can take all the classes, you can view few of the classes, you will have, you can email, highlight the video segments, challenge, everything. You will have access to the Founders Live, the onboarding class, the group coaching on a Monday, and you have access to the back office calendar. For $50 only, you can have this test drive. And from there, then you can say, this is good for me. This is an excellent program. Then you can meet with the host who invited you here, and you can decide which are the areas that you want to study. But what we offer in this particular house tour is for you to really get a test drive. Just see how we do this, how we are learning to create value and to improve our life and design our life the way we want. Because in this community, we build communities around the world. Around the world. We're actually going to open in Canada soon. So we open communities all over the place in the nation. And we want you to be part of that. Remember, at the mission statement, we want you to be part of that 1 million people. We already 1 million. We already part of that 1 million. And we want you to be part of that 1 million as well. These are some pictures that I have taken in different events. We have been doing regionals, we have nationals, we have excursion. We just came from Cancun last month, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful environment. And all these people that we share. Oh, in that picture over there is in Costa Rica last year, but this year we went to Cancun, but we go to different countries. And the most important thing is, and I want to bring my story here a little bit. About 7 years ago, in 2017, I had to make a decision. I was standing where this guy is standing right now. And I had to either go back to college to finish my PhD. I already have 2 master's degrees. Add $50,000 more into my student loans, and take maybe 3-4 years of my life to complete a PhD, or take this education for $26,000, or for whatever amount you want to, whatever package you want to create and enjoy in less time, and the return on investment will be higher. If I were to take the road of going back to college, I would be $50,000 more in debt. I would be probably not even finished, because that was 2016, or actually 2017 when I started. And then the pandemic came. So I would be probably in the middle of my dissertation and not being able to finish. And I was in Utah, and I already have worked at University of Utah, Westminster College, and Western Governors University. The only college that I had not worked yet was Salt Lake Community College. And Salt Lake Community College would have started me at $45,000 or $50,000. So it doesn't make sense for you to spend $50 on an education and get paid $45, right? No. And start again this bureaucracy in the school system. So I decided, no, I'm going to take my education in Renatas. I'm going to change careers. I'm going to learn. I didn't know anything about construction. I'm doing fix and flip right now. I have done 45 deals. I just put for sale my number 45 property. And I don't know it all. I have made mistakes, but I learn a lot, because things doesn't happen to you, things happen for you. And as you do every deal and everything, you have the opportunity to learn and grow and continue doing it. but I have something that I can rebuild and build and so on every time because it's tangible. And it has given me in the last 6 years or so more return on investment than the careers that I have studied and worked for, if that makes sense to you. So I love this Tony Robbins quote that says, it is in the moment of decision that your destiny is shaped. I made a decision to change careers, to come to Renatos, to join this community, and my life changed. In the first 8 months, I became 6-figure income. And after that, I just hit the mark of $500,000. And I have 2 different streams of income, well, different one, but the real estate and the marketing. I love marketing the school. I love doing this presentation. I love to share with other people the opportunities that they have to redesign their life. And that have given me the opportunity to make $500,000 on marketing, and then whatever I have made for real estate investing in 45 deals. Not everything is roses, but you know, it's something that is mine. I worked it when I want, whenever I want, wherever I want. That's the beauty. I have now time, control of my time. I don't have to clock in and clock out. I don't have to do any of that. I'm down here in Florida because I'm taking care of my mom, who's not doing well. So where else can you have that opportunity to be whenever? I even had the opportunity to go to Puerto Rico and spend the last year of her life with my 105 years old grandmother who passed in 2021 at 105 years old. What a beauty. And that year it was a pandemic and I made $50,000, you know, but those are things that you have to make decisions. And that decision is what is going to shape your future. So right now you probably belong to 3 of these groups. You're probably ready to get started. You're ready to start with the test drive, and you can go back to your host, the person who brought you here, and you can say, hey, I'm going to get started. I'm going to get the test drive, or I'm going to get the education. Show me how to start. Or maybe you are in the second group that says, hey, I still have I need some questions to be answered. I need more clarity. Perfect. We'll be here to help you. I'm sorry. Or number 3, you love it, but it will be, is you don't know if this is going to work for you. And that is okay too. So if you belong to one of these groups, go back to your host, set an appointment, and decide. Decide what is the best strategy for you. Set a plan and set your goals and see how we can help you fit those goals, you know, achieve those goals. And I want to leave you with this last quote that says, if you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. Where do you want to be? So thank you, guys. This is my presentation for tonight. Thank you, Brigham, for being an awesome host and awesome guest today. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And I don't know if we have any more questions in the chat. But finally,
thank you so much, Wanda. I really appreciate the time, energy, and effort you pour into this community.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure everyone else really does as well. So
we do have events this weekend. We have regionals in Georgia. We have some people in Utah are meeting face-to-face. There are many things happening. So get back to the person to your host and get you know the information. And we're here to assist you. Thank you so much. And I see a lot of thank you and congratulations in the chat. I love you all. We're going to stop the recording.
Thank you so much, Wanda. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless everybody. Hit
so
that
much.
stuff done,
Bye-bye.
Wanda said. Go ahead and put that work into action and just do what you can to set that next appointment. We'll see you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.